Emergency services have been battling wildfires that spread out to a children's camp in Russia's Zabaykalsky region on Wednesday. According to Associated Press, officials reported that the fire damaged one of the camp's buildings. Around 50 specialists using 12 units of equipment were working to extinguish the fire in the area of Makavevo. Firefighting efforts were being complicated by dry and windy weather. There were no reports of casualties.
Reserve Major of the National Guard of Ukraine, veteran of the Russian-Ukrainian War, Alexei Getman, reported on Espresso TV channel about the possibility of a massive missile strike on Ukrainian territory. He cites information about the loading of Tu-95 strategic bombers with missiles at the Russian Engels airbase. It is entirely possible to expect that in the coming days there may be that strike that we have heard so much about. Every month, the Russians launch powerful missile attacks on our country, not on borders or frontline territories, but deep in the country. Therefore, it is possible to expect that this will happen. Getman also links the latest Shahed-type kamikaze drone attack, which involved 273 drones, to revenge for effective strikes on Russian targets and a possible test of advanced drones. There is information that they want to switch completely to independent production of such drones to improvement. Therefore, a complex of these issues plus the desire for revenge. Well, and here is such a massive attack. We intercepted a large number, but those that will be improved, if it is as the Russians say, then there are certain difficulties. I think that we will find a counteraction. In the current situation, Ukrainian drones and missiles are reportedly again striking Engels airbase to prevent an attack. Recall Ukrainian drone strikes sparked a fire at a military airfield and wounded at least 2 people in Russia's southern Saratov region on March the 20th. Due to a fire at the Engels airfield, residents of a nearby farming co-op are being evacuated for safety reasons. Saratov region governor Roman Busagin wrote on Telegram. As a result of a Ukrainian strike on the Russian Engels 2 military airbase in the Saratov region, 96 air-launched cruise missiles were destroyed. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported on this. The cruise missiles were destroyed, including as a result of secondary detonations that lasted for at least several hours. According to local residents, the sounds of explosions during the drone attack were also heard by people in Saratov, located about 15 kilometers away. The General Staff highlighted that these weapons were intended for 3 missile strikes on Ukraine in March and April of this year. Furthermore, strikes on aviation fuel storage sites resulted in the destruction of substantial reserves, severely impacting the Russian aggressor's ability to maintain combat operations. The statement added, the Engels 2 airbase, a base for Tu-95 and Tu-160 nuclear-capable strategic bombers, is located about 500 kilometers east of Ukraine's border and 730 kilometers southeast of Moscow. It has been targeted multiple times since Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022. Serhiy Bratchuk, spokesman for the Ukrainian Volunteer Army, said the appearance of the containers suggests that the weapons destroyed in Perevalny were likely made in North Korea and Iran. The Crimean hub is active in the southern regions, including directions in the Donetsk region. The occupiers move equipment, weapons and personnel there. About Perevalny, there is a theory that ammunition was destroyed at that site. It is believed the ammo may have come from North Korea and Iran. We are likely talking about missiles or other rocket artillery, as the explosion was very powerful. The outside of the containers where they were kept supports this idea. This weapon is used to supply Russian troops in the south, especially in the southern part of the Donetsk region near Novopavlivka, where the enemy is trying to attack, Bratchuk said on Espresso TV. The Ukrainian Volunteer Army spokesman also said that Russian troops try to use their logistics in the most efficient way possible. By the way, the entire logistical structure of the Russian army and its supply always rely on being near railway hubs. Therefore, all this logistics is in the sight of the Ukrainian Defense Forces to disrupt it and reduce the supply flow to the front. Obviously, the events in Perevalny are also connected precisely with such an approach to the situation, Bratchuk emphasized. Recall on May the 17th, reports indicated that drones on the Security Service of Ukraine struck ammunition depots of Russia's 126th Separate Guards Coastal Defense Brigade near the village of Perevalny in Crimea. The warehouses contained boxes for storing military equipment, weapons, fuel and lubricants. The Russians even blocked traffic on the Simferopol-Alushta highway, which passes by the village of Perevalny. There is also information about the deaths of Russian soldiers who were at a military depot. The SBU continues to work effectively on legitimate military targets in the territory of the Russian-occupied Crimea. The work on weakening the enemy's military capabilities will continue, an SBU source said. More than 2,000 local residents were reportedly evacuated from the surrounding area, although local authorities did not issue an official evacuation notice. Evacuees were temporarily housed in camps in the nearby village of Dobre. The Simferopol-Alushta road was reportedly blocked following the incident. Several service members from the brigade were reportedly injured. There were no confirmed reports of civilian casualties.